Hey guys, this is what the M25 looks like right now, because it's been blocked by climate change protesters called Insulate Britain, who are an offshoot of Extinction Rebellion, and they've decided to step out across the slip roads on the M25 to prevent people going down the M25. Here is some footage of some motorists attacking them because they're sitting on the road and the motorists can't go anywhere. Now look, I'm going to be honest, I completely understand that guy's frustration in the video. Yes, he shouldn't have grabbed the person physically, but he's trying to get to work. You know, most people right now, that footage is probably about an hour old, so most people are trying to get to work right now. They want to get to their jobs, to do their jobs, so they can selfishly earn money to feed their family and pay their bills. It's very, very annoying when this kind of thing happens, but it's also incredibly dangerous to block a motorway. I mean, I don't understand why these people could lose their lives if they do it at a wrong moment and someone's coming too fast. I think it's disastrous. But also, surely you're causing a huge amount of pollution by having these massive tailbacks down the motorway. I don't understand why people are kind of allowed to do this sometimes. I appreciate you may have a point to make, but why are you allowed to block a major motorway in this country to make your point? Surely that's against the law. Surely that's obstruction of a public highway, and they should just be removed and taken away. I really think these kind of people, when they pull off these stunts, sympathy doesn't run particularly high after a while, because people have to do what they've got to do. I mean, look at the truckers blocked on the road. They've got to do their deliveries, man. Come on. It's ridiculous. What do you think about this? You know, we've just finished 2 weeks of Extinction Rebellion protests across the country. I'm sure you've been made aware of them. A lot of stuff happened here in London. And I do wonder sometimes, how much of this are we actually going to tolerate before they need to re-examine the law on so-called peaceful protest? Not just for the sake of people who are protesting, but also for those who necessarily don't perhaps share their concern for the cause they're standing for, that we don't want these things to develop into violent clashes. But when these things happen every now and then, it's kind of like, okay, all right, it happened once, it happened 6 months ago, it happened 12 months ago, but for it to be happening so regularly now, it's like, if you go to the LBC website, you can listen to one of the people for Insulate Britain talking about their cause, and some of the things they want are just not realistic. The government seems to be doing stuff about the environment, but they want stuff to change like today or next week, and I just don't think these things are possible. I don't know. I'm so glad I'm not on the M25, but I do a lot of driving, and I completely get why everyone's so incredibly frustrated. Thanks for watching. Bye.
We're stood now by junction 20 of the M25. This is a major roundabout that you can see behind me, feeding through to the A41 that goes up to Aylesbury and Tring. Now, every single day, hundreds of thousands of vehicles pass through the M25, and this group, Insulate Britain, have just walked out in front of the road. They waited until the traffic lights turned red. They sat down. Apologies for the language there. You can see people absolutely furious. Traffic has been held here for 5-10 minutes. Tensions already flaring up. We've had one man get out of his car, try and physically drag away one of the protesters who are sat peacefully, calmly here, waiting to be arrested. And you can see the police have turned up in the past few minutes as well. The group is called Insulate Britain. They are, you could say, an offshoot of Extinction Rebellion. They are climate change protesters. And they say they have one clear aim, which is to force the government to insulate all homes in Britain by 2030, which they say is a huge waste of carbon emissions. And they're doing this action, they say, ahead of COP26, the huge climate change conference for which we are a global leader. Now, the aims of this group, as I say, are to cause mass disruption. You can see that happening here already. I understand there are several other spots targeted around the M25 this morning. And crucially, this group say they will keep coming back, keep causing disruption until they get what they want.